welcome along and welcome back to Ohio for the American Life Farming, and we are hooking up to our cow feeder today, to our mixing wagon, because as we've added a lot more cows last time, we actually had run out of cow food fairly quickly, so we need to head round here and mix another set. We're going to go through and do that first. Got a few other jobs to do today. We need to get field 13 cultivated, ready for planting corn in that probably next game day, because this game day we've also got to go over to field 27 and plant the sunflowers. So let's go and jump into our telehandler here. And I need to drop off the bale frame we've got on the front of here, our bale grab. So we'll drop this over here. This shed is quite useful for this little telehandler. It's where we're storing all of our various attachments for it. We actually want to sell the bag attachment. I don't think we're going to need that at all. So let's grab our bale fork, and we're probably going to have to go down the shop actually and buy some sunflowers. I think at the moment we don't have any of those. So what I'll do is we'll take the truck down there and we'll take this down there and we'll go and grab those once we've got these cows fed. So let's pull. Right, we want to do a mix of 3, 3, 2 is where I go with this. So we'll take 2 from here. Right, so could actually do with buying 1 extra bale for each of these, I think, because we're going to end up with sort of a spare rogue bale or 2. Right, that up there and in. So, in with those. And then we want 1 more. There must be a way, actually, to even this up a little bit. Let's take 1 off the top so that we have a pile of... Whatever I do, I'm going to end up with a pile of 2. So, yeah, as I said, I think we need a couple of... and we need 1 extra silage bale, 1 extra hay bale. We'll be absolutely fine though with the straw. Let's get this in. And there. Like that. There we go. Then I want to do the same with this. Now we did have a little bit in there anyway. So we are going to be... we'll probably be all right, I think. I'm gonna grab that one, put that on top of this pile here, and then we can take 3 straight in this time. And get that just right. You can get a stack of 3 without too much hassle, and then turn away from the wall and you won't have any problems. So yeah, 3, 3, 2 I find works quite well, because you want more than 2/3. You want more than 1/3 hay, more than 1/3 silage, and less than 1/3 in straw. Let's see how full that is. Yeah, we're pretty much there. We could probably get away with a single straw bale into this, which actually evens things up for us on the straw bale side. So that works well. That should be pretty good for us. Let's grab this and in. It's a really wet day here. Thankfully we've not got anything to worry about as far as being stopped by the weather. It is all stuff we can do in the rain. Let's fill that up there, and there we go. So let's have a look at this mix. We have a full thing. We do have total mixed ration, which is brilliant. And we can now go and feed this to our cows. I think we probably want to have manure generated here rather than slurry. We'll fatten up our cows a bit quicker. They'll be healthier animals as a result, and we should be better off overall doing it that way. Let's empty this out. We do need to get a bale shredder of some description, and I haven't picked one up yet. I do have one planned. It's the Gyrex 8 times. It should work brilliantly for us on here. There we go. They're going to take all of this. And as we get more and more with the cows, we're going to have to do things like put 2 or 3 of these in. So those should be fully fed. Not using maize plus, we're fine to... We just basically want to keep doing total mixed ration. Because what will happen is they'll eat this before they eat the silage hay. And when we clean up, we create silage. So it just works best for us. Probably want to give them a quick clean as well. So I will switch over to our bucket for that. And then we need to go down to the shop and get ourselves a nice pack of sunflower seeds. We should be all right, I think, with maybe a couple of pallets. In fact, I think, did we only used the single pallet maybe for the others? So let's go grab the bucket on our telehandler. So we'll drop off our bale spike here. Grab our high dump bucket, so long as our bale grab isn't in the wrong place. Yeah, there we go. Grab that. That is all hooked up. And then we'll just take this out here and clean our cows out. I did consider looking at the possibility of getting another tractor. The trouble we got at the moment is I know that we still have a fair whack of money to spend getting harvesters and things. And if I start getting loans now to get like a T8, an 8R or something like that, we are gonna cause ourselves problems later. So we are going to stick with what we've got for now. We should be able to get around and do everything. If we don't, then I might have to hire a tractor or something just for that little bit. But that is our cows cleaned as well. We've got a water pump in there, so that's fine as well. We don't have to worry about the water side of things. What we do need to do now is take this and our truck up to the shop, grab ourselves a pallet or 2 of sunflower seeds, and then we should be able to get the field done. I think we only need 1 pallet. If I remember correctly, we should only need the single pallet, but we will need to I think we're fine. I think we're fine. We'll grab a single pallet. We'll see how far that goes. That should be all good. We've got some fertilizer in our seeder already, because I'm fairly sure when we emptied out the soybeans, we discovered that we hadn't used more than a pallet's worth. We ended up putting 2 pallets into our seed storage. So yeah, we should be absolutely fine grabbing a single pallet of sunflowers. And let's have a look. Yeah, we are. We've got plenty of liquid fertilizer, so we're ready and waiting with this. Let's take this up to the shop and go and grab ourselves some seeds. Arriving at the shop with our telehandler, and just behind us we've got our truck as well. It's really useful having the flatbed on the TLX like this. We don't have to bring the huge Phoenix with us every time we want a single pallet of seeds or fertilizer or anything like that. So we will just hop out of here, go grab ourselves a pallet of sunflowers, which we can find here in the shop. So sunflower seeds. Yeah, 2,100 litres is going to be plenty for what we're doing. So that is going to cost us 2,180. So fairly good. Let's grab that, head back out, and then we can load those onto our truck and take all of that off. We'll leave the beacon on just so that we can got a warning of that we're working around here at the shop. Probably be fairly useful again to have a forklift up here, maybe a rented one or something like that, especially while we're doing this. So we might do that the next game day when we come to load stuff here, or we might do that next time we come down the shop and just use our truck here, come down here and get a rented forklift. But this at the moment is absolutely fine. Let's see if we can get this onto here. Sometimes you cannot get things off, especially this has got fairly spongy yeah, there we go. Fairly spongy suspension, which doesn't help, but it is sorted. Right. And yeah, you know, you can probably get a couple of these on here if you really wanted. But it sits on there quite nicely. So let's put that back on here. We will put our flashers back on. Start this up. And we'll get our TLX 2020 following that. And head back to our farm so that we can load up our sunflowers. And back to the farm. We want to get this yeah, we want to get this unloaded. That will be our best bet, and then we can load it straight into our tractor. In fact, that is our best bet. Let's move this forwards. Pull this out of here. There we go. So straight out so that we can take that straight into loading. We will stop the follow me on that. And unhitch those. And then bring this round and get that unloaded from there, unloaded into our seeder, and then we can go and do some sunflowers and get them nicely sorted and in the ground, ready for our. Well, now the temperature's nice, it should germinate overnight, which would be brilliant because we're nice and early in their seeding rotation. And up. There we go. Let's bring this over here, and this should then fill this up if we just hold it somewhere near it, I think. Try it, and yeah, there we go. Filling up with the bags of seeds. Getting the sunflowers in. And we're just going to double check all of this. So yeah, we've got the soybeans in. We're getting the sunflowers in. Because sunflowers, we're well into that now. And then, oh no, I've made a mistake. I've just realized sunflowers, we've already planted those. We are deep in their window. We have field 38 is already a sunflower field. We want to be planting soybeans. So I am going to have to head back down the shop. In fact, I'm going to go do exactly what I said I'd do down the shop. We are going to go and get ourselves a forklift set up there. We'll get it rented, and I'm going to go and load this up with some soybean seeds, which is what we actually need instead of sunflowers. So yeah, off back to the shop I go. That is really, really annoying. I am kicking myself about that. Buying the wrong seeds. So let's head back to the shop. Let's go and grab ourselves some soybean seeds instead. We will double check that soybeans are what we're after. We've got soybeans or corn. Window has opened for both of them. And it's about the same window. We're going to be planting both of them at the same time. It's still a bit cold for both of them, but that's fine. Yeah, and we have already planted sunflowers in 38. So soybeans in 27 is exactly what I'm after. So let's head into here. And we want soybean seeds, which are here. Slightly more expensive. So I'm glad we got the error the way round we did. Let's buy those. Yes. And we definitely know it's not a case of I've bought soybeans already and just second guessing myself. And then I also want to get myself a forklift. The only one, yeah, is this. The MC 8140. We don't need, sorry, 184. We don't need a GPS on it, and we're going to rent this. This is going to cost 370 per day. But as we're doing seeds and things at the moment, it makes sense to have one of these kicking around here. We're not going to be using it too much. It can just live down here at the shop, and yeah, will cost us a little bit to have kicking around, but not too much. Let's take this here and load these seeds up. Right. So, and then we're going to be in a great position. We have not got anywhere near the field for seeding yet. But now we will at least be seeding the right crop. Could have been worse. We could have put the wrong crop in the ground completely. As it is, we just wasted a little bit of money. That's all. Right. Let's go park this over here. Nicely out of the way. And then that will be there for us to use later. Oh, we've got a little bit of a drop curve there. Perfect. That will live there rather nicely. Let's go and strap these down and get these soybean seeds back to our farm and actually fill our seeder with the right seeds this time. So back at the farm, and we need to empty out the seeds we have in there and replace them with this. I'll turn that off. Undo those. Does mean we've got a whole load of sunflower seeds that we don't need, just sort of kicking around, which is a little bit annoying. But we'll go and put those in our seed storage, which someone was telling me isn't seed storage. It's sort of excess storage for, or it's crop storage. Crop storage we have at the northern side of our yard. It's a fairly big set of silos. It's those ones over there you can see. Has a nice big dryer on it. This is the one down there is yeah, this one here could be storage for food for the cows, maybe. That would make sense. That would certainly make sense looking at it. Yeah, mixed ration storage maybe. But I'm using it to store seeds at the moment. We might see where we go from there, but they're definitely going into there. Whether we can get them out, that is the big question, and we'll see how it goes. Yeah, someone was saying that it's due to the realistic seeder mod basically putting seeds everywhere. So yeah, no, looking at that, I think that might actually be feed storage for the cows. So we might shift things around a little bit, see if we can get those out of there, and then which we should be able to do with the seeder, and go from there going forwards. Right, let's get this off of here. So up with that, and get the right seeds into our seeder, and then we'll be sorted. And there we go. That is our seeder all filled. Well, with about as much as we probably need for this job. So we're going to take this I'm actually going to take it round by the road because trying to get this cedar over the railway tracks might be a little bit of fun. So we're going to take this round by the main road. We'll get all of our beacons and everything on. Where is that? What is flashing? That is the... yeah, I've got flashing lights on this. I have no idea where they are. That might be an issue with the mod. Because I have no beacons on this. Yeah, I don't know where those flashing lights are coming from. It's just a bit weird. Right, we are going to go, yeah, the long way around. As I said, we are in a position where we need to do that in order to avoid having to go over the railway line to get into this field. And we can do it via the dual carriageway, which is quite useful. So as we feed onto it here, there's a little bit of a road off it further up. Quite how are we going to get out of this field with this cedar if we're coming in this way? I don't know. But it should be fine. Yeah, see, we've got a nice little entrance in here. Right. So into our field, you can see we have very, very little nitrogen on this field, and I want to have a look at the shape of this field as well. So if we go into precision farming, we can see this. The best way, I think the best way for me to seed this is probably along this line here. The top end of the field seems to be shaped similarly, so yeah, that should work quite well. And yeah, we'll have to put a headland down here, I think, and down here. I don't think we've got a lot of turnaround space. I was actually thinking, oh, it won't take us very long with this cedar to do this. This is still a large field, and this isn't the biggest cedar we could have got. So yeah, there's a fair amount of wiggle room with that. I think we're going to need headlands pretty much on most sides of this field. So let's back this up. Get this into position. We are going to want our GPS on. We have got the right crop now. We want to set ourselves going along this side here. Hopefully lining everything up. Just getting that first position. You get this first position right, and everything falls into place rather nicely after that. Right. So let's turn this on, drop it down, and away we go. And the soybeans are going into the ground. Set my first waypoint. Set my second waypoint. Oh no, I reset the whole thing. Right, there we go. You gotta be careful not to click it twice. There we are. Set my auto width. And away we go. We have the GPS running and soybeans planting. This cedar is actually making fairly quick work of this field. I completely forgot to note, but because as we're doing soybeans on here, we don't need any fertilizer. Soybeans are already nitrogen rich. They are absolutely fine for us. So the liquid fertilizer we have isn't being used, and that's why the fertilization state of the field isn't changing. Really quite useful for us at this early stage on this map. Means that we're not going to spend so much on fertilizer, and possibly would have been a good idea for the really big field for this. But I didn't want to have all of the money that you have with soybeans sitting there first year, with us unable to use it until well into the second year. So this is working out fairly well for us. We are in a pretty good position with this here. We'll get a decent yield and a decent amount of this field. Now, these aren't the only fields that I have to do. We've got two other fields that are currently unplanted. We've got one field that is planted with the crop I want, but doesn't seem to be regrowing, and that's the alfalfa. We are going to plant our other three fields with that. And yeah, we've got one field that is already planted with it. it doesn't seem to be growing, and it's a little bit concerning. It may change. I mean, it's currently set to harvested, and I don't know if we need to go and redo it. Oh, careful. That is likely to take me into the tree, and I don't want to do that. There we go. Yeah, this is field 10 over here. This is currently planted with alfalfa, as you can see. My trouble is, it's just constantly listed as harvested. We want to do 11 and 12 with it as well and have 3 fields of alfalfa here to create hay from. We're going to create all of our silage from field 13 this year. Yeah, that should be a pretty good field as far as that's concerned. And that will give us everything we need to feed our cows. The only thing we need to buy in, and it's the minor part of our cow setup, is any straw bales. So we will see how that goes as our cow fields grow. We can't plant that. We can't actually plant alfalfa at the moment, but there's no point in trying to plant alfalfa at the moment, as that crop currently is not in its planting window. Its planting window doesn't open till sort of midsummer time. So yeah, there's not much I can do with that at the moment. So yeah, we're pretty good in our position. We've got the corn going in next game day, presuming we can get that field cultivated. And this is where a second tractor would have been quite useful on here. We could have had that really big field being cultivated while we were doing this. But we have the time. We can get it cultivated and get it ready for this seeder pretty easily with this tractor. It's just going to take us a little longer to do it. Single pallet of soybean seeds seems to have been about the right amount for us on this field. We have got about, well, we're finishing off the headlands at the moment, and yeah, it's definitely covered us for what we've needed to plant here. We've got a little bit to do up this edge, and then that will finish off. And then I think we're probably going to end up seeing if this can actually go over the railway lines. I still need to build the road that will allow us easier access to here, including the ramp across the railway line. But in general, this is all working fine and doing has done a really good job. We're down to just over 1,000 litres of soybean seed left, so we're gonna have a little bit, yeah, a little bit under 1,000. In fact, you can see there we've now dropped into the 900s, and so it has been plenty to get this field done. As I said, we've not used any fertilizer on here, which is perfect. That will ease things up for next year, and then we should be able to get our nice big fields done and dusted, ready for next time. Plenty of hours still left in the day. And we're done. Right, let's fold this back up. And then we'll see if we can... I think the trick with the railway line is to try and go straight over it rather than at an angle. Even though I think I want to build the road where it's an angle coming across here. Let's just see if we can do that quickly. So I want this. That's interesting. Oh, start landscaping. There we go. Right. So what we want to do is we want to try and build. There we go. That is the kind of angle it's at. So I don't want to do that. So I just want to lift this up a little bit. Yeah, like that. That would be perfect. There we go. Right, so there we are. That is our railway crossing. That works fine for us. Why that isn't like that up here, I don't know. So that's our railway crossing there. We want to then switch over tabs to be the other one. So that is going to be to change mode like so. And we're just going to put a dirt road in. That is not dirt though, that is mud. I want that instead. Well, that going up to there makes sense. Like so. Then that is what we want for our road. Yeah, it is a bit like mud. So that through there. We're going to have to get rid of that tree later, I think. And around here. All the way along the top of this field. Leave a nice little grass verge. And then we'll make that smaller and just integrate it back in here. Like so. Yeah, that looks like mud. That is mud. So what is the, I suppose that is dirt? That looks more like mud. Okay. We'll leave that as it is for now. Gives us a road across here. But yeah, that looks like a little bit of a muddy road. But should allow this to get across here fairly nicely without too much hassle, and gives us a nice easy route to get through there. In fact, yeah, we got through that branch rather nicely too. Perfect. There we go. A nice easy route over to field 27. Now we just need to drop this off. We'll put stuff away and get field 13 done. So we'll drop this off here like so. What I am going to do is try and drive past that. Yeah, just see if we can load the sunflowers that we've got in here into this. See if this works and see if we can get stuff out. I'm hoping that's going to be the case, but we'll see what happens. Will it let me? You've got to get it right under it, I think. Open it up. Put one of those underneath. Will it work? There we are. Yeah, sugar beet seed, onions, maize, sunflower seeds. There we go. So, yeah, we can store them in this silo. That does work, so that is all good. I'm probably gonna keep that going then as a result of that. Let's put this back in the shed and switch over equipment, then we can get this tractor doing field 13 and we can get on with the cleanup. So bring this round and back it up into here. Like that. And the rain has started falling again. It stopped a little bit while we were doing the seeding, but it's come back. And now I want to move my telehandler, because that is completely in the way of what we want to do. Come around with that. Stop that there. Then we can hook this up to the cultivator. Not used much fuel in this tractor yet. This has been fairly fuel efficient considering the size of what we've been working on. But it's, yeah, we've already got 3 hours running on this tractor for the work it's done. Quite a hefty amount of work we're throwing at this. It's why I want to get the TLX Phoenix doing jobs as well, when we get further in, because otherwise we're just going to be doing everything with the 7R all the time. Bring this over here. Sunflowers looking good. They've germinated. That is good news, and in fact are growing fairly nicely. Let's bring up course play, generate a course, field 13, headlands. I'm going to get it to do 3 passes because, yeah, that makes sense. Up downs first, smooth in the corner, and generate me a field course. There we go. So it's finishing this corner, it's starting the other corner. So let's head over this way and get this started. That is the trouble sometimes with setting it to do the headlands last. It will then work out where you are for the end point rather than the start point. But either way, that looks like a fairly clean setup it's going to be running on here. And we're going to put corn into here. I think this had rice in it last. But yeah, we're going to put the corn in here. So first waypoint is all set up. Nice big headlands. Drive the course for me. And we can go and clean up our yard. So into our telehandler. Let's go and grab the seeds first. There seems to be a big bump in the middle of this yard. Where that... Just look at... Yeah, there is. There's a fairly large area there that's a little bit rough. Going to go and put these soybean seeds into our silo for storage. Which is fairly useful. And I think, yeah, I think this very much is storage for cow feed rather than seeds. So what do you guys think? Should we continue to use this for seed storage, or should we get them out there and just mix up as much cow feed as we can, total mixed ration, and put that in there instead to make our lives a little bit easier down the road? Let me know what you think in the comments. I don't think we can put liquid fertilizer in there, so we'll put that elsewhere. Get that stored a little bit other way. In fact, I think we've got an area where we've got pallets of this stuff already around the end here, haven't we? Because this is nicely sealed, so yeah, there we go. We'll put this with the other pallets. That makes sense. That can nicely go there. With all the others. Perfect. And then we'll go and put our truck away as well, because that is that will be that job done. Could go and get some more cows. Could make some considerations for other bits and pieces. Let's put that there. The alternative, of course, is a yard tractor, so that we can do stuff with the around here while we've got the 7R running. I might go and pick up the bale shredder, although I'm having trouble at the moment getting a large manure spreader. But yeah, let's go and pop down the shop. We'll go and have a look at the manure spreader. We might the bale shredder, sorry. We might even be able to tow it back with this. Back at the shop for the 3rd time today, and let's go and have a look. We have, don't know what kind of hitch we have on the back of here, but we'll see if it'll work. We don't need to use it, we just need to be able to tow it back. So this will be under animal, just under animals, and yeah, there it is. Our big Comfort 22700. Been using this on Bessie Beneath. It's great if you have lots of cows. Takes 8 bales. It'll cost us 35,000. So that is going to be another bit of outlay for us. And hopefully we'll be able to hook this up to the back of here just to tow it back more than anything else. So back this up here. Let's see, where are we? We are nowhere near the center. Another thing with having this flatbed on here, the visibility is absolutely fantastic. There we go. Yeah, there we are. Doesn't hook up any of the pipes or anything, but should be enough, I think, to get this back to our farm. So we will put our beacons on. Whoa. And yeah, with those all flashing and everything, we should be able to get this back. Whoa! We're all good. Back to our farm we go. And with this back here, what I want to do, I think, is put this over this way. And we'll just store this in the shed. I think we might store the mixing wagon over here as well for now. But yeah, just put this in the same shed as our straw bales, I think. This thing maneuvers very, very quickly, this truck. Makes it a little bit harder to use for delicate work like this. But I'm handling it. There we go. Oh yeah, we might just go and maneuver off mixing wagon with this as well. Get that so that it's not filling up with water at the same time as it's, well, rotting the feed in it. I know that it doesn't actually disappear, but I don't think it's a wise thing to leave this out like this. Might be good to have a shed in the middle here. lancyboi has sent me over the shed pack from this, and I'm eager to try and put a shed in somewhere and try it out. I just need to pick the right place, because the sheds on here were all built by him, and they are really nice. There's some very nice modeling work from those. So yeah, I want to use the shed pack because it's these sheds and they're nice. Let's back this up as well. There we go. And done. Right. I'm gonna go and take this home, and yeah, we'll see how long it takes our 7R to finish its current job and get our work done for the day. Judging by this, it's gonna take a little while for the 7R to get this finished. It's nearly halfway through the field, which is not bad at all. But I think this is a job, considering its length and everything, that is probably best done and completed off camera a bit. So I'm going to continue on with this, get this job finished, and we'll be good. Which means that all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.